Middle-class economics works.
Works? Where? Show me where it works. You tell us the unemployment rate is 5.1%, and you only get to 5.1% by making sure people don't have a job. Think of August. August, the unemployment rate went down to 5.1% because 200,000 people couldn't find a job. If they found a job, our unemployment rate would be at 10%. Isn't this amazing? Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Aren't you sick of this stuff? Aren't you sick of these politicians? They keep lying to us. And you know, Wall Street does too. And how many times have you said, boy, I hate Wall Street. I hate the stock market. But that's the best place in the world to make money. But you need a lesson. You need a lesson on how to invest. That's where I come in. Join my gang, philsgang.com. It's the best teaching format in the country when you want to learn how to invest in stocks. philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of Phil's Gang. Remember, on May 29th and July 28th, I said to short the market. The market was going to experience a correction. How did I know? My PT2. Check it out. This is not a crash for us. We're experiencing a correction because we are now making money on our stocks because we're shorting it. Using our PT2 identified for us when they were pulling their money out, both in May and July, and we were right there to pull our money out too. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG.
They just told us right away that we're going to house you, we're going to feed you, and every single one of his medical bills is just all taken care of.
Saber que el tratamiento es completamente gratis nos quita una preocupación de encima.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes. And that's what makes St. Jude so magical.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything's been taken care of.
We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. You know, this last 1,900-point drop in the stock market scared everybody. They called it a crash. But here at Phil's Gang, we call it an opportunity. Why? Because I taught my students how to read a chart. And here's the problem in this industry. You go somewhere to learn how to drive a car, but you never go anywhere to learn how to invest in a stock. Well, you'll do that here at Phil's Gang. Join my gang, philsgang.com, the best teaching format in the country when it comes to stocks.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. At philsgang.com, we promote core technicals and chart analysis that enables each Phil's Gang member to be the best investor they can be. At philsgang.com, stock investing is defined in detail by the Phil's Gang standards. Working together, we achieve our goals and ultimately provide a truly unique profit-taking experience for our members. This is what philsgang.com does, and no one does it better than the off-the-Wall Street maverick, Phil Grande. For over 15 years, Phil coaches and teaches that stock investing diversity goes beyond fundamentals and stories. We believe that amazing things happen when people invest in themselves by following Phil's format and recommendations. At philsgang.com, we believe in the desire to embrace, build, and deliver on our core values and promises. And for over 15 years, Phil Grande has delivered on that promise. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
St. Jude is amazing. A family member said, well, if you go to St. Jude, you don't have to pay anything. And I didn't believe it. They take care of our housing. They take care of our food. In addition to the best medical treatment that my daughter could ever have. So it allows me to focus on my daughter and getting her better.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of Phil's Gang. You know, on May 29th, I warned that a stock market crash was coming. I also warned in July. Both times, I was watching my technology, my PT2 chart, and it turned from green to red. Both in May and July, we had substantial warnings. We saw the industrials fall. We saw that the market, the Chinese market was falling, was getting worse. Oil was falling. Copper was falling. Everything was falling. But again, CNBC was telling you, hey, things are cheap. Diversify. Everything everything's wonderful, but my chart was giving me something different. And on both those occasions, both in May and July, I told my gang, let's short the stock market now, because my PT2 chart indicated a sell-off was coming in. And we did. And we had a wonderful ride all the way down. Join my gang, Phil's Gang.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Every single one of his medical bills, everything is just all taken care of.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes.
At St. Jude, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude. Donate now by calling the number on your screen.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
I got a lot of really cool things that I could do other than sit around being miserable, listening to people demonize me and me feeling compelled to demonize them. That is a joke. Elect Trump if you want that.
Well, it sounds like Bush is giving up, doesn't it? It sure does. Well, we're not giving up on the stock market. No, the market's down a little bit today, about 25 points. We're going to talk about the market. As I told you last week, we had a 2-day rally. The last 2 days of the 41-day rally, we had a big boost because we had an announcement from both the central banks of China, central banks of Europe, stating they're going to do more QE, and therefore everybody came to the United States to buy stocks, dumping their euros to buy dollars, which drove dollars up with the stocks, which is a no-no, because when you drive the dollars up, the value of the dollar goes up, and your stocks are going up. Well, guess what? That's not good, because when the dollar keeps going higher and higher, then that hurts all your companies, because 70% of all of the earnings come from overseas for IBM, for Halliburton, for Caterpillar, those kind of companies. That is not good. So today, somebody just kind of figured that out, and the market stopped dead. We're going to get into the market, but first, here's what I don't get. With all these politicians, why aren't they talking about the worst thing ever? The national debt. Nobody talks about the national debt. Matter of fact, they did a survey. 81% of the people in the survey said, when they asked the question, does the national debt affect you? They said no, or they weren't sure. How could that be? How could anybody on this planet not know the national debt kills the country? It kills your jobs. The national debt kills you. It's the culprit for everything that's wrong. It's the culprit for the lousy economic growth, the lowest growth that we've had in 11 recoveries. It's the cause for the interest rates on your home, your payments to go up on your home, your autos, your student loans, your credit cards. How could anybody not know that? And here's the bad one, the national debt. Loss of jobs and wages. That's what it does. The national debt is responsible for a loss of jobs and wages. Because, see, when you have less jobs and less wages, that causes less tax revenue to go to the Treasury, which in turn costs even more jobs and more wages because we don't have enough money to fix our roads, our bridges, our infrastructure to attract foreign companies to come to the United States, like Toyota. When they look at our infrastructure, They're going to go to Germany. They're going to go somewhere else. They're going to go to Canada. They're not going to come to the United States. Our infrastructure is falling apart. They want to make sure we got good infrastructure to get from their plant to the highways, from the plant to the ports. What are you, nuts? The national debt is something that is so serious, but yet the candidates aren't talking about it. I don't get it. Every 407 days, the national debt grows by $1 trillion. And that's why do you think they've engineered the market for the last 7 years to go up over 160%? They had to. They had no choice. They're still engineering and rigging the market. We'd be down 5,000 points instead of up. You have to rig the market up. Think about it. Because of the national debt, we don't have healthy economies. We don't have healthy companies that build an economy. Revenues, top line sales. What are revenues? What are top line sales? It identifies the health of the company. If you don't have good revenues, good sales, you don't have a healthy company. Revenues drive earnings growth. Drive earnings growth. And then your economy. And over this past year, there's no earnings growth. We grew a pathetic 1.7%, if you want to call that growing at all. And the third quarter earnings we're in right now are pathetic. Earnings growth declining 5%. You don't want to know why? Because of the interest payments that the corporations are paying, $120 billion a year, to borrow money to buy their own stock, to engineer their earnings to go up, to push their stock prices to go up, because without doing that, because they don't have any sales, they don't have any revenues, their stock price wouldn't go up. So they keep engineering it up higher and higher and higher, borrowing and borrowing and borrowing. And now because they're borrowing, it's getting worse, because the interest that they're paying, it's hurting their revenue growth. It cuts right into it. You had a 19% rise in the dollar. Such a demand for dollars. Dollars are going up. So between the dollar demand going up and $120 billion in interest, it cuts directly, just like a blade going through butter. It cuts directly into your earnings. We don't have them. So that's why they're going to continue to engineer the stock market to go higher. That's why they're going to bring in QE4. Why do you think last Thursday and Friday the market went up almost 500 points? Because China came out and said, we're going to do more quantitative easing. We're going to lower our rates for the 6th time now since November. We're going to buy bonds. Same thing with England. We're going to buy our bonds, our own bonds. We're going to cut rates. If it wasn't for that, the stock market would be down 5,000 points. Just think how much you've missed. Just think. Terrible. And this, when you look at the national debt, 18 trillion. People don't get what that means. That's $124,000 for each American household, or $56,378 for every individual in your home. We should send a bill. We need to send a bill to every individual and say, if you don't pay this within 90 days, we're putting you in debtor jail. We should open up debtor jails again and write them a letter and say, if you don't pay this in 90 days, we're putting you in debtor jail. Then people would get it. Then they would revolt. Instead of looking at football games all weekend, they would revolt. Instead, 18 football games, 18 basketball games. They're still even playing baseball, I think. Because people don't get it. The $56,300, you actually owe it, but because you don't get a bill, you say, what do you mean I owe it? A good friend of mine, I got into an argument with him. I got into an argument over it. He said, well, I don't get a bill. I said, you moron, why do you think you're complaining every time you go to the store? You're complaining about how your electricity is up, you're complaining everything you buy is up, and how you don't get as much for your dollar anymore. That's how you paid the $56,000, you moron. It took the country 205 years, I told them, to accumulate its first $1 trillion of debt. by 1981. But it's only taken us 403 days to accumulate our most recent trillion. Think of that. 205 years it took to get $1 trillion of debt in this country. Now, every 403 days. And you want to know why you can't find that good full-time job with good wages anymore? Why you're working part-time? Why you're not getting any overtime? That's how you pay your $56,378. That's how you pay it. So you are getting paid. You are getting charged, and you are paying it. You just don't feel it. You feel it in a different way. Count to $1 trillion. It'll take you 31,000 years. Then you'll figure out how much $1 trillion is.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com, Phil's Gang Radio Show. You know, we just went through a 1,900-point stock market drop, fastest drop ever in 2 days. Most of you panicked. At Phil's Gang, we didn't look at it as a crash. We looked at it as an opportunity because we were short. Why? Because I was able to teach my students how to read a chart, so in advance, they would know that the market was going to go down. It's all about learning. It's always amazed me, our whole life, someone teaches us to play baseball, someone teaches us to ski, someone teaches us how to drive a car. But there's nobody there to teach you how to invest in a stock. And that's where I come. I think I have the best teaching format in the country. Check it out. It's philsgang.com. So you'll be so comfortable, you don't care if the market's going down or the market's going up. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com, Phil's Gang Radio Show. You know, we just went through a 1,900-point stock market drop, fastest drop ever in 2 days. Most of you panicked. At Phil's Gang, we didn't look at it as a crash. We looked at it as an opportunity because we were short. Why? Because I was able to teach my students how to read a chart, so in advance, they would know that the market was going to go down. It's all about learning. It's always amazed me, our whole life, someone teaches us to play baseball, someone teaches us to ski, someone teaches us how to drive a car. But there's nobody there to teach you how to invest in a stock. And that's where I come. I think I have the best teaching format in the country. Check it out. It's philsgang.com. So you'll be so comfortable, you don't care if the market's going down or the market's going up. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
Be sure to watch the Phil's Gang Show with Phil Grande, weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on various devices like smartphones, tablets, your computer, and more. Get free access to the Phil's Gang Show right in your hands at home or on the go. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com and click on the Listen Live link. And we'll see you on the charts.
From the perspective of the U.S. economy, I think we've seen continuing signs of strength.
Continuing signs of strength? What are you, nuts? Household spending dropped to its lowest level since 2008. Retail sales dropped to its lowest level in 9 years. Wages to its lowest level in 30 years. Disposable income to its lowest level in 40 years. Home ownership to its lowest level in 30 years. What's he talking about? That's Jack Lew, our Treasury Secretary. We can't trust anything that comes out of Washington or Wall Street. And that's why I want you to join Phil's Gang. My name is Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Well, the reason you stay away from the stock market because you're fearful, because no one has taught you how to invest. You go to school to learn how to do math. You go to school to learn how to drive. Why don't you go to school to learn how to invest using charts? Join my gang, philsgang.com, the best teaching format in the country when it comes to stocks.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
AMVA, and I've lost over 30K on it, but it had excellent earnings the last several quarters, and if they make the cameras and drone equipment, I don't know why it's so weak these days.
It's so weak these days because you don't pay attention to what they make. You don't care about their earnings. The problem is the institutions are pulling their money out, and that's all you need to know, and that's what we identify in the chart, and that's why I become a Phil's Gang member.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Middle-class economics works.
Works? Where? Show me where it works. You tell us the unemployment rate is 5.1%, and you only get to 5.1% by making sure people don't have a job. Think of August. August, the unemployment rate went down to 5.1% because 200,000 people couldn't find a job. If they found a job, our unemployment rate would be at 10%. Isn't this amazing? Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Aren't you sick of this stuff? Aren't you sick of these politicians? They keep lying to us. You know, Wall Street does too. And how many times have you said, boy, I hate Wall Street. I hate the stock market. But that's the best place in the world to make money. But you need a lesson. You need a lesson on how to invest. That's where I come in. Join my gang, philsgang.com. It's the best teaching format in the country when you want to learn how to invest in stocks. philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by philsgang.com.
You may recall way back in, 1961, they invaded Cuba. And everybody was totally convinced that Castro was the worst guy in the world, that all the Cuban people were going to rise up in rebellion against Fidel Castro. They forgot that he educated their kids, gave them health care, totally transformed the society. Not to say that Fidel Castro or Cuba are perfect. They are certainly not. But just because Ronald Reagan dislikes these people does not mean to say that the people in their own nations feel the same way. So they expected a tremendous uprising in Cuba. It never came. And if they are expecting a tremendous uprising in Nicaragua, they are very, very, very mistaken.
Sanders, that was back in 1985. This guy is a communist. What an idiot. Sanders. I mean, can you imagine? Well, there's no uprising in Cuba. They would take your kids out and kill them and sell their body parts. What are you talking about? The Castro brothers were the worst. The atrocities were horrible, what they used to do to people. Of course they weren't going to uprise. But here's where this guy is such an idiot, is all the free stuff he wants to give away.
I happen to believe that in a democratic, civilized society, all people should be entitled to health care as a right. Yeah, I do believe that. I do believe that public colleges and universities should be tuition free.
And so we're going to pay that. So let's think about the $18 trillion we're paying right now. The reason that they're not going to raise interest rates, remember, we've been lied to, is because they're making sure the 10-year Treasury interest stays at 2.5%. The government's paying $400 billion in interest a year at 2.5% on our national debt. That's why she kept lying, yelling, say we're going to raise the interest rate, because that means the interest rate on the 10-year Treasury would go up. Our country can't afford that. Imagine if it went to 5%, we'd be paying, instead of $405 billion, I think it's $450 billion, we'd be paying in interest $1 trillion. We'd be paying interest. We can't pay $1 trillion. So that's why they're never going to raise rates. This guy wants to give free college, give free medical, and it's going to increase our national debt by another $18 trillion on top of the $18 trillion. So at 2.5%, let's double. Can you imagine? Instead of paying $450 billion, we're paying almost $900 billion in interest at 2.5%. It's not going to stay at 2.5%. When it goes to 5%, we'd be paying almost $2 trillion. But we'd be in a depression. And by then, all the very wealthy people will have left the country. These people are crazy. These people are crazy. Look, right now, if you take a look at the stock market, we're going to go to the market right now.
Stock Corner is brought to you by the Phil's Gang video channel. Go to philsgang.com Click on the video channel graphic and check out Phil's free videos on the market, economy, and current events.
Okay, in the last 7 years, they've been financially engineering the stock market through quantitative easing to keep driving stocks higher. Because remember, a health of the company, if you want to see how healthy a company is, you measure and see how much they're selling. That's called top line sales, or what are their revenues. And their revenues are not going up. Their stock price is going up 5 times faster than their revenue, which makes no sense. If people were working, making good wages, they go to the store and buy stuff, right? That'd be top line sales revenues. The company makes money. That makes sense. But people aren't spending money. They don't have money. They don't have the extra money to go to the mall, mostly because of health care. So what's happening is they rig the market so stocks keep going up without having sales, without having profits. And they've been doing this for years, for the last 7 years. And they're going to do it and do it until they just can't do it anymore. And that's when you're going to get the crash. It's called a bubble. And why you want to be a gang member is because we're going to keep enjoying these beautiful profits. Just take, for example, our 5 stocks. If you join the gang, you'll follow me every day with the same 5 stocks every day, where I coach you through the same 5 stocks. You don't have to ask, do we stay in? Do we get out? Do I add to my position? You don't do any of that. The gang members follow these same 5 stocks, and they're coached every day. Schlumberger, from the low to the high is up 18%. Intel, low to the high is up 20%. Goldman Sachs, low to the high of 10%. Caterpillar, 14%. IBM, 3%. So let's cut them all in half, because let's say you got in late on all of them. So let's say we go down to 5% and 9%. Even cut them in half again. Where are you going to get returns like that? You're not. So the point is, join the gang. We don't care if they engineer the market going up. Where you get into trouble is because you're with a 401k. No one's going to tell you, hey, it's time to get out. The engineering is over. The market's going to collapse. This is the 3rd bubble. Remember, this bubble was created QE 1, 2, and 3. Now they're going to do 4. If they do 4, we're going to have the bubble even go further, but eventually it will end. Now you want to participate in the market because of this bubble. Why wouldn't you want to be in it? Now the only problem is the economy is not going to do well. The economy is getting worse. The economy is going down. If you put them up on a chart, the economy is going down and the stock market keeps going up through the engineering. But the biggest problem we're having, and this country will end up in a depression, is because you got to remember, we got to support all this. 50% of our budget, our national budget, is Medicare. It's Social Security. We got to pay for that. That's 50% of our budget alone. Our national debt. You can't keep on spending this kind of money more than we take in. Like I said, it took 212 years and 43 presidents to accumulate a deficit equal to a national debt of $10 trillion. That's by the time Bush came in. And it took Obama just 6 years to increase the national debt by 70% to $8 trillion. To put it into perspective, Obama created nearly the same amount of debt that it took 43 presidents in 212 years to do. He did it in 6 years, what it took 212 years. And Congress is to blame as well. It's almost laughable if it wasn't such a crisis. Join my gang. While the economy tanks, at least be making some money.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
They just told us right away that we're going to house you, we're going to feed you, and every single one of his medical bills is just all taken care of.
Saber que el tratamiento es completamente gratis nos quita una preocupación de encima.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes. And that's what makes St. Jude so magical.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything's been taken care of.
We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
At philsgang.com, we promote core technicals and chart analysis that enables each Phil's Gang member to be the best investor they can be. At philsgang.com, stock investing is defined in detail by the Phil's Gang standards. Working together, we achieve our goals and ultimately provide a truly unique profit-taking experience for our members. This is what philsgang.com does, and no one does it better than the off-the-Wall Street maverick, Phil Grande. For over 15 years, Phil coaches and teaches that stock investing diversity goes beyond fundamentals and stories. We believe that amazing things happen when people invest in themselves by following Phil's format and recommendations. At philsgang.com, we believe in the desire to embrace, build, and deliver on our core values and promises. And for over 15 years, Phil Grande has delivered on that promise. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. At philsgang.com, we promote core technicals and chart analysis that enables each Phil's Gang member to be the best investor they can be. At philsgang.com, stock investing is defined in detail by the Phil's Gang standards. Working together, we achieve our goals and ultimately provide a truly unique profit-taking experience for our members. This is what philsgang.com does, and no one does it better than the off-the-Wall Street maverick, Phil Grande. For over 15 years, Phil coaches and teaches that stock investing diversity goes beyond fundamentals and stories. We believe that amazing things happen when people invest in themselves by following Phil's format and recommendations. At philsgang.com, we believe in the desire to embrace, build, and deliver on our core values and promises. And for over 15 years, Phil Grande has delivered on that promise. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. There is only one talk show host, Phil Grande, who delivers both social and financial talk. Not even Hannity or Rush can deliver a 1-2 punch like that. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Phil Grande is unique, the industry leader, the first talk show host ever to combine social issues and finance into winning stock market ideas. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of Phil's Gang. You know, on May 29th, I warned that a stock market crash was coming. I also warned in July. Both times, I was watching my technology, my PT2 chart, and it turned from green to red. Both in May and July, we had substantial warnings. We saw the industrials fall. We saw that the market, the Chinese market was falling, was getting worse. Oil was falling. Copper was falling. Everything was falling. But again, CNBC was telling you, hey, things are cheap. Diversify. Everything's wonderful. But my chart was giving me something different. And on both those occasions, both in May and July, I told my gang, let's short the stock market now, because my PT2 chart indicated a sell-off was coming in. And we did. And we had a wonderful ride all the way down. Join my gang, Phil's Gang.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. What is Phil's Gang? philsgang.com is a subscription website service that host Phil Grande has been teaching and providing daily stock investment recommendations for over 15 years, all in the name of making its customers educated investors and helping the kids at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. If you want to take charge of your financial future, then do not wait any longer. For only $49.95, become a Phil's Gang member today. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
Remember, every 407 days, our national debt goes up $1 trillion. Our Congress, our president spends, remember, just not the president, just the Congress. They spend $1 trillion every 407 days. Isn't that pathetic? Isn't that incredible? Took 212 years for the national debt to go to 10 trillion. What is the national debt? You ask most people, they don't know what it is. The national debt is an accumulation of all the presidents who spent more, their deficits, which mean they spent more than their budget. So if you take all the 44 presidents and accumulate how much, take each one, how much they spent more than their budget. Here we are, after 212 years, we're at 10 trillion when Bush finished office. Obama comes in, and he increases at 70%. In almost 6 years, he spent almost as much money as the 44 presidents, or the 43 presidents did in 212 years. Now, because of all these deficits. Now, he was spending about $1 trillion more than he takes in. Finally, the Congress said to him, you got to stop. We're not going to do that. And finally, the deficit, the first year, we had the first time the deficit has been lowered is about $450 billion, I think. Okay, for 2014. And he takes credit for it, which is terrible. He shouldn't take credit for it. He didn't do anything to make it go down. In fact, he fought the Congress. They made all the cuts. He fought the Congress not to make the cuts, but now that they've made the cuts and now the budget, now the deficit's down for the first time, he said, well, that's my idea. This guy's unbelievable. Do you know 50% of all the money we send in taxes goes to Social Security and Medicare? We can't last. Defense, about 20% of our national budget is defense. Most of it is Medicare and Social Security. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. So if you think about the payments of interest, $450 billion on the $18 trillion that we borrow, this means that every year taxpayers are spending $3,500 just on interest payments on this debt. This is ridiculous. That money should be going to your kids' education. Go to take it for a vacation. There's no control with this Congress. It's spend, spend, spend. So here's what they've done. The good news is this. Everybody ran away from the stock market, which is dumb. They should be running towards the stock market starting 6 years ago. The government knows, the Congress knows that it's over for us. It's just a matter of time before we go into a deep depression. So they're going to make sure they keep engineering and propping this market up through the game playing that they do, where they print the money and they just keep paying the interest on the debt, on the national debt. And then here's what's going to happen. Now they're going to spend this year another $1 trillion more than they take in taxes. The next year, another $1 trillion more. They're going to keep doing this. But at the same time, they're going to say, well, we know that people have no money to go out and spend on stuff. So we got to fake the stock prices to go up, make them fake. Let's get those stock prices to go up in these companies so people think the economy's doing good. So to make it look like everything's okay. So companies, when they report it's all fake. It's all from buying their own stock, which pushes up their stock prices. It's not from somebody buying stuff. There is no earnings growth anymore. There's none. There's no profit growth anymore. Don't you get that? So they know it's so important to keep this Ponzi scheme going, or to keep this scheme going. So they could go another 5 years. All they got to do is keep doing QE. But here's what happens. Finally, it implodes. Because how long can you keep on doing this? Because remember what the national debt does to you. You lose your job because of it. You go from full-time to part-time because of it. Your wages are lousy. They stink because of it. It causes all your payments to go up on your student loans and houses and so forth, and cars and credit cards. So when they keep on doing this year over year, your home and auto and student loans and credit card will go up again and up again and up again. So when they keep doing this national debt, on the other side of the column, they're forcing the stock market up so a certain amount of people can get very, very wealthy. So the national debt is the culprit. But the national debt It's kind of like when you're a kid and you and your brother and your friends. I'm thinking to myself and my friends. We went over and we stole apples, and the one kid would hold the fence up while the rest of us get out and get underneath it. Sometimes he would get caught. It's the same thing. They're holding the fence up. They're holding the fence up, and everybody's trying to get out, but somebody's going to get caught. So why you're not in the stock market, I don't get it. Or I shouldn't say that. I do get it. Because you think, oh my God, the economy's bad and the stock market's no good, it's going to blow up. They're not going to let it blow up. At some point, it has to, under its own weight, because how many payments, how much can you take in payments? How much can you absorb? Because every time they have another $1 trillion, and see, that's why they've lied. That 2.5% that the government is paying on the $450 billion that they print or they borrow, that we have to pay on the $18 trillion. And don't forget, corporations, they want to make sure the $120 billion that the corporations borrow, they're only paying 2.5%. So the corporations keep borrowing to buy their own shares to keep pushing the stock price up. You see how it works? So if they moved up to 2.5%, the corporations they get killed. They can't raise the rates on the corporations, and they can't raise the 2.5% on the United States government. So this is a beautiful thing. So that's why she keeps saying we're raising rates, because she's not raising rates. She knows she can't. So please join the gang. It just drives me absolutely crazy. It drives me crazy to think how people are just sitting out there, they're not in the stock market, and they don't get it. Each year, September 30th, the Congress and the President reset the debt cap. I don't know why they reset it. It's stupid. Because they always left it. If we went back to the gold standard, now we'd have it. See, at least when we had the gold standard, before they spent any money in Congress, if they're going to spend $1 trillion more than they take in tax revenue, they'd better have $1 trillion in gold. Because they couldn't print $1 unless they had $1 of gold. That kept them from spending. That's when we had a great country. That's when we had pension funds. That's when things were beautiful. That's when we were manufacturing everything back here. That is all gone now. It's never coming back. When people tell you manufacturing's coming, nothing's coming back. What you got to do is make as much money as possible right now before this economy totally tanks and goes into depression. It could be 5 years from now. I'm waiting for them to announce QE4. They have no choice. So at the end of each September 30th, Congress and the President reset the debt cap, and they present a limit. Isn't that stupid? A limit as to the debt the government can owe to the public, who, by the way, they buy treasuries. That's how they buy the debt, right? And they set a limit on how much the government owes back for Social Security and Medicare. Because remember, government goes in and steals the money that comes out of your payroll check. It's supposed to go to your Medicare and Social Security. They steal it. It doesn't even hit. They take and goes into the general account. So what they do is they say, okay, how much are we going to limit ourselves from stealing from the workers, their Social Security and their Medicare? And how much are we going to limit this year in spending? So they keep raising the ceiling. So there is never any limit. If we could get to Washington and say to them, well, then stop this. We're going to go back to the gold standard. But everybody's busy playing football. Everybody's watching football games. So nobody's going to go down there. Who cares? As long as they got their credit card and they can swipe it, they're not going down there. As long as they can pay monthly payments on their credit card, never pay it off, and then get another 5 cards, and then get another 5 cards, and get another 5 cards. So nobody cares. That's the problem. I care, and I care about my gang. So we're going to make as much money as we can between now and until we go into a deep depression. Then we go to the beach.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com, Phil's Gang Radio Show. You know, we just went through a 1,900-point stock market drop, fastest drop ever in 2 days. Most of you panicked. At Phil's Gang, we didn't look at it as a crash. We looked at it as an opportunity because we were short. Why? Because I was able to teach my students how to read a chart, so in advance, they would know that the market was going to go down. It's all about learning. It's always amazed me, our whole life. Someone teaches us to play baseball. Someone teaches us to ski. Someone teaches us how to drive a car. But there's nobody there to teach you how to invest in a stock. And that's where I come in. I think I have the best teaching format in the country. Check it out. It's philsgang.com. So you'll be so comfortable. You don't care if the market's going down or the market's going up. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
Our economy has been moving.
Yeah, in the wrong direction. This is the same guy that told us we could keep our doctor and we could keep our health insurance. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Look, I have the best teaching format in the country when it comes to learning how to invest in stocks. People will tell you that. Look, we can't listen to Wall Street. We can't listen to our government. We listen to our charts. That's why you join philsgang.com. Food stamps have exceeded 45 million for 50 straight months, and he's telling us things are good. What are you, nuts?
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
From the perspective of the U.S. economy, I think we've seen continuing signs of strength.
Continuing signs of strength? What are you, nuts? Household spending dropped to its lowest level since 2008. Retail sales dropped to its lowest level in 9 years. Wages to its lowest level in 30 years. Disposable income to its lowest level in 40 years. Home ownership to its lowest level in 30 years. What's he talking about? That's Jack Lew, our Treasury Secretary. We can't trust anything that comes out of Washington or Wall Street. And that's why I want you to join Phil's Gang. My name is Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Look, the reason you stay away from the stock market because you're fearful, because no one has taught you how to invest. You go to school to learn how to do math. You go to school to learn how to drive. Why don't you go to school to learn how to invest using charts? Join my gang, philsgang.com, the best teaching format in the country when it comes to stocks.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of Phil's Gang. You know, everybody's been panicked about the crash. You've been told by CNBC it wasn't going to be a crash. The stocks were cheap. I've been telling you just the opposite. I've been telling you that going all the way back to June 2014. And then again, 2015, both May and July, and I said to start shorting. And if you were a gang member, you'd be pretty happy right now. Join my gang, learn how to short.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG.
Middle-class economics works.
Works? Where? Show me where it works. You tell us the unemployment rate is 5.1%, and you only get to 5.1% by making sure people don't have a job. Think of August. August, the unemployment rate went down to 5.1% because 200,000 people couldn't find a job. If they found a job, our unemployment rate would be at 10%. Isn't this amazing? Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Aren't you sick of this stuff? Aren't you sick of these politicians? They keep lying to us. And you know, Wall Street does too. And how many times have you said, boy, I hate Wall Street. I hate the stock market. But that's the best place in the world to make money. But you need a lesson. You need a lesson on how to invest. That's where I come in. Join my gang, philsgang.com. It's the best teaching format in the country when you want to learn how to invest in stocks. philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by Phil's Talking Trader Stock Charts.
Yes, come to the beach with us. That's right. When this whole thing implodes, we've made our money. We'll go to the beach and get our beach umbrella and our swim fins and enjoy ourselves. Join the gang, Phil's Gang. Look, here's what's maddening. Okay? The median household incomes have gotten killed. And it shouldn't have happened. But this national debt not only increases all the payments you're making, which is going to take more and more money from you because your job is going to get worse and worse, and they're going to cut your hours more and more. But your income, the household incomes have declined by a massive 12% or $6,400 since 2007 to today. So under the very last part of Bush and Obama, the two dopes, under those two dopes. Now, much of the decline, okay, has occurred during Obama's, quote, economic recovery between 2010 and 2014, which was a fraud. You remember, I'm the middle-class warrior? He wasn't ever a middle-class warrior. He wasn't for the middle class because his policies were not for the middle class. His policies were designed to benefit the rich, the cronies. The middle class, got screwed. Remember, it was reverse wealth distribution underneath his engineered economic plan to screw the middle class, where we gave money up to. We took our money and gave it up to the 1 percentile. Well, how'd you do that? You're going to ask me. Simple. They just redistribute wealth from you and I at the bottom of the income ladder up to the very top 1 to 3% through what? Bailing out the banks. More than $7 trillion. Then they infused another $3 trillion directly into the stock market to benefit the rich who control the stock market. That's why you got to be in the market with us. You ain't got to be rich to be in the market, for heaven's sakes. And then they provided $4.4 trillion in near zero interest money to drive up earnings for the companies. So they said, here are the companies. We're going to give you $4.4 trillion, buy your own stocks and drive up your earnings, and you can drive up your stock prices, then you CEOs can cash out and make a fortune so you can go to the beach with us. So that's called reverse wealth distribution from the middle class up to the top 3%, bailing out the banks, putting in by giving them $7 trillion, propping them up, infusing $3 trillion directly into the stock market with QE, and giving $4.4 trillion to the companies to buy their own stocks back, to move their stock prices up. So think about it. 3% of the population under Obama, their incomes went up from 33.2% to 54.4%. The bottom 90% fell from 35% down to 22%. So who won? And then when you listen to Bernanke, Congress said, well, who did better, Wall Street or Main Street? Oh, Main Street for sure. He's another liar. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's criminal. It's the criminal practices of these bankers and these hedge funds, these speculators. They've used these things to restructure the economy to benefit them, the 3%, at the expense of us, the middle class. The decent paying jobs with overtime, gone, wiped out, replaced by low wages and part-time jobs and temporary jobs. There's no benefits. How about education debt going through the roof? What, up by tenfold? The government is making more money on the backs of the students than ExxonMobil is making drilling oil. Nice guys, huh? And 98 million people can't find a meaningful job. And they call them discouraged. They're not out of work. Medicare and Social Security take up 50% of this budget. It's nuts. Do you know, in 15 more years, you know how fast 15 years is going to go by? In 15 more years, 100% of our budget will be taken up by Medicare and Social Security. There will be nothing left to pay the bills, to pay the Army, pay the Air Force, pay the Navy, nothing left. And you know what? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Congress don't care. The president doesn't care. And everybody's and they're rigging the market. All the focus is rigging the market so they can make money in the stock market. And you're not in the market. I don't know what's wrong with you. Join my gang. Now listen. Here's what I like. When they finally start talking about QE, listen to this. How they try to backpedal.
At the end of the day, I don't think it does as much as what we would like to think. I think, we try and get some currency traction out of it. You try and get liquidity into the banks. I think the biggest ability of...
What a liar. QE, well, we get some traction out of it. We get some a little liquidity in the bank. That's a lie. They buy the bonds, $85 billion a month with QE to drive the interest rates down to 2.5%. So the government is only paying 2.5% to pay to borrow $450 billion a year to pay the interest on the national debt of $18 trillion. They're using QE to have interest to buy bonds to drop the interest rate down to 2.5% to give to the corporations $4.4 trillion so they could buy their own stocks to move their earnings up and move the stock price up. He's a liar.
I believe the Fed's credibility has been damaged, and I think most people have come to the realization that the Fed's ability to really influence the outcome of the economy is weak.
The market has gone up 1,600 points.
No, why? It's only because they knew that the Fed was.
I want you to talk English. He tries to get around it. Here's what he should have said. He should have said the market is rigged to go up. The Federal Reserve rigged the market to go up. And if you're not in this market, you gotta be. I don't understand. Since in the last 7 years, they rigged the stock market, engineered it for it to go up. That's all I can tell you. They print money and do this QE, and the money goes into the directly into the stock market. Money goes into buying bonds to keep the interest rate, the yields down 2.5%. The loan to the government, the loan to business, to the corporations buy their own stock. This is a beautiful thing, QE, and this is what we did. QE 1, 2, 3. If we didn't have QE 1, 2, and 3, we'd be in a depression. What's keeping us out of depression is QE. So we're ready to do QE 4. But see, everybody's poo-pooing QE 4 like it's not going to happen. Of course it's going to happen. That's why I want you to join the gang. It's going to happen. Let me give you the number. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-GANG. I can't promise you if you're going to have there's going to be any umbrellas left on the beach. I don't know how many we're going to have. But I can tell you one thing. You're not going to be sitting there when this whole thing blows up. You don't have any money. Just think of what they've done to us. This national debt nobody talks about is the biggest problem we have, and even the presidential candidates aren't talking about it. It's the killer. It's the killer, this debt. 18 trillion national debt. Our economic recovery is not, we don't have one, first of all. Our wages suck. We can't even get overtime. And all we know is our interest payments are going up on everything. Go to the supermarket. So look, let's change your life around. Join my gang. Let me coach you with 5 stocks. We just do 5 stocks here at the gang. Just 5 stocks every day. I coach you through, and all I ask, if you do well, please send money to St. Jude. The same 5 stocks. We watch for the same patterns. I coach you every day. We make sure we're never going to get caught with a downdraft, because by the time the downdraft comes, we'll have already positioned ourselves to make money on the way down. Stock markets do not crash. They just don't. You won't wake up in the morning and they crash. Stock market crashes, you have a lead in of about 6 to 8 months, and you start spotting it before market crashes. It's that simple. If you think you're going to sit here with a 401k and somebody on Wall Street's going to take care of you in your retirement, are you nuts? You be working on the beach selling umbrellas. Instead of sitting there with your flippers and getting a suntan with a pina colada, you be running around selling the pina coladas. Are you nuts? Look, everything's rigged. But what's wrong with that if you can take advantage of it? But the only thing that's really wrong with all this, it's still our country. And while the stock market continues to go up every day, the country continues to go down. And you know what? Nobody in Congress cares, nor does the president. But we care. Join my gang. Get ready. Get to the beach. Get your umbrella soon. See you on the charts.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me.